Oh, bitch. Yeah. Okay, it's a bit laggy, but I'm just, yep. And ever see that notification? Alright, hon. Bit laggy, but I'm gonna just go over here. Alright, hon. Let me just get the stream started. Let me present. Oh yeah, present. Share my screen. Share screen. YouTube. Share. Perfect. Let me see if I got people in the stream right now. 1 hour ago. Alright, the whole purpose of this stream is to like debunk the whole entirety of Cell versus Sonic, and so I'm not gonna really do anything else. The Cell spelling basically though. Alright, before I start, let me just fix this real quick. Just forward. And alright. Let's get this done, because I'm not trying to let Cell get slandered. Yo, what's up, Eric?
Find your perfect tax expert, whatever your tax situation might be. Hand off your taxes to an expert who gets you with TurboTax Expert Full Service.
When life takes a turn,
let me just wait.
You can't stand still, because understanding is all.
Before we start, like I said, I don't really know much or anything about Sonic, so I'm just going to be debunking like any Cell claims, like everything wrong they got with Cell. Yeah, a lot wrong with Cell.
Cell versus Metal Sonic.
Which copycat android is truly the superior model?
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Never mind.
There's a monster stalking Gingertown. No one who's seen it has lived to tell the tale. All it left behind was their clothes. Something ate these people's insides, leaving only a shadow behind.
Some kind of creature driven only by the need to
that'd be
feed.
cool. That'd be
Earth's
cool.
new apex predator, the ultimate life form.
The Namekian Piccolo went to investigate this manslayer and discovered that it was intelligent. Its tail could unravel to absorb its hapless victims and add their energy to its wretched gestalt.
But the nightmare was only just beginning, because for its last driver, somehow this freak of nature knew the Kamehameha.
The mystery of this creature's origin was decades in the making. Years ago, the world was terrorized by the most advanced paramilitary organization in history, the Red Ribbon Army.
Until they got rocked by this little kung fu gremlin, Son Goku.
But Red Ribbon's dream of revenge lived on within their head scientist, Dr. Giro.
Hiding away in his spooky cave laboratory, Giro would go to work studying the Z-Fighters from afar, learning everything there was to know about them.
And building a series of androids that would destroy his spiky-haired nemesis once and for all.
He made a ton of them. Infinite energy androids, key-absorbing androids, trucker head androids, and even... ginger androids.
However, none of Giro's creations were capable of matching that drive to improve that Goku and his fellow martial artists possessed.
Luckily, he had one more android left. A cute little booger so complex he'd take years after Giro's death to complete. Its name was Cell.
Born from a single cell, get it? This android possessed the genetic information of all the greatest warriors that had battled on Earth, and, when fully evolved, would become unstoppable.
And with their DNA, Cell absorbed all their powers and techniques too.
Common among all of them is the power to manipulate ki, or the energy that exists in all living things, and weaponize it to fire energy blasts, fly at faster than light speed, move things with telekinesis, and create force fields.
From the humans, Krillin and Tien, Cell knows the multiform technique, Destructo Disc, and the Tri-Beam, his extra special favorite. Oh, weird, I'm not seeing Chaozu on this list. Sorry, bud.
Is Chaozu human?
Oh.
Okay. Cell can fire the Death Beam, as well as breathe in and travel through the vacuum of space with the alien genes of Frieza and his father.
And because he's got Piccolo's DNA, Cell can regenerate humongous damage to his body at the cost of some keys.
Alright, hold on here. So, let it be known that Dragon Ball characters, like Cell, Cell has Goku's DNA, right? And at the early of Dragon Ball, at the beginning of Dragon Ball, like OG Dragon Ball, Goku was able to copy the Kamehameha and Ki. So let it be known that Cell would be able to copy abilities too.
Cell has survived having half his body vaporized multiple times, and cannot be destroyed unless the small cluster of cells at the core of his being is eradicated.
Should that little bugger survive, Cell will always return, even stronger than before, because of the Saiyan DNA he got from Goku and Vegeta. Definitely the cream of the genetic crop.
You're trapped.
Yeah, what the hell?
I'm
Oh.
eating the studios
What's up,
under
Jazzy?
yours.
Sure, he can perfectly replicate.
I'm gonna bring you to the stage. Yo, I'm just trying to debunk this dumbass death bow because they decided to make you probably understand. My bad if I swear.
What happened?
Anyways, let's just continue because this is
Attacks like the Gallic Gun, Spirit Bomb, and of course Kamehameha, as well as teleport by locking onto a living being's key signature.
But the best part of being a Saiyan is how much crazy stronger they get every time they almost die.
They can even evolve to become orders of magnitude stronger in the midst of battle. Combine that with Cell's healing factor, and he's effectively the ultimate warrior.
Like a perpetual shonen motion machine.
Driven by a biological imperative, Cell wanted nothing more than to devour Giro's previous androids, 17 and 18, believing it would make him perfect.
Only one problem. The Cell we know was born in the future, and both 17 and 18 had been destroyed. So he murdered Trunks and went back in time. Not our Trunks, future Trunks. Well, not future Trunks, but another future Trunks. It's very complicated. There's like 5 timelines.
really no right. There are actually infinite timelines, but since they want to keep it 5, let's just keep it 5. But logically, these are the only 5 that actually affect the main timeline. That's why they are included instead of the rest. So
As Cell defeated and absorbed the androids, he evolved, not only getting stronger, but
Cell got cooked.
developed
what?
Cell got cooked, didn't he?
for battle.
Became less creepy bug serial killer and more, well, Saiyan. After exploiting that very same arrogance and warrior's pride, Cell finally became perfect.
And easily dominated Trunks and Vegeta, the latter of whom had decades of battle experience under his belt.
Perfect Cell's power was off the charts. He could threaten the whole Just by powering up with a full power Kamehameha, he was even capable of destroying our entire solar system.
While the vast majority of our solar system's mass is located in the sun, this still means that Cell's Key Wave would have to reach 2.8 billion miles to eradicate every planet.
But Wiz, maybe he was just exaggerating.
Not likely. Cell's claim has been backed up in multiple guidebooks and even demonstrated outright in the video game.
Alright, let it be known that this is just one singular attack that's being charged. It literally wouldn't be a lot. It wouldn't be all of Cell's power, by the way. He just charges this attack. So
Cell's even stronger in the anime adaptation, considering the time Frieza blew up Namek. In the anime, the explosion was literally hundreds of light years wide and lit up the friggin' galaxy.
And Cell was far stronger than Frieza was at that point in time.
Hell, the Namekians could sense him all the way from a different galaxy and thought he might be a threat to the whole universe.
He's also incredibly fast, capable of blitzing even the strongest Z fighters at the time. Goku flew from Grand Kai's planet of heaven all the way to hell, hundreds of billions of light years in half a minute. And that was in his base form.
Yeah, that's cool, but how about the power to squeeze mini Cell Juniors out of your butt? What? Never heard of that key technique? Call it the key Cell Junior.
Kai's planet fast, capable of blitzing even the strongest Z fighters at the time. Goku flew from Grand Kai's planet of heaven all the way to hell, hundreds of billions of light years in half a minute.
and this is why I hate Death Battle, bro. I don't know, it's just the same lies every single time, bro. How are you gonna quantify the size of Otherworld when you know it's infinite? God, they don't read the
That was in his base
all.
form.
Yeah, that's cool, but how about the power to squeeze mini Cell Juniors out of your butt? What? Never heard of that key technique? Call it the Kegel.
Perfect Cell was entirely without peer and, no longer wedded to Jiro's petty grudge, decided to prove it with a tournament.
The Cell Games! And if Goku couldn't even beat him, what hope did anyone else have? Vegeta couldn't even handle a Cell Jr.
Their last hope was Goku's own son, Gohan.
After Cell arrogantly let him power up, Gohan unleashed his rage, pushed the bug monster to his absolute limits, and beat him. Wow, Cell, you really are related to Vegeta, aren't you?
In truth, Cell was a victim of his own success. The same Saiyan genes that made him all-powerful also sowed the seeds of his defeat.
He got so mad he even blew himself up. Maybe he does have some Chaozu in him after all.
Even that wasn't enough to totally put him down, and he came back with the same Super Saiyan power-up that Gohan had just unlocked.
Super perfect Cell! Now with more lightning, in a battle for the ages, Cell put the entire weight of his biological programming against one lone Saiyan, and went the distance.
But in the end, it still wasn't enough. No matter how brilliantly Dr. Gero copied the Z Fighters, he still couldn't quite figure out their knack for going beyond.
What can be destroyed can always be rebuilt. All it takes to recreate the most fearsome warrior in the universe is one single cell.
Hey, real quick, did you know Death Metal launched our own tabletop gaming channel? It's called The Nightly Brew. We're doing Dungeons and Dragons, Blood on the Clock Tower, and a bunch of other stuff. I'd love if you could check it out. We just finished our campaign through the old school Tomb of Horror as Giant
the Hedgehog. No matter how many robotic badniks the good doctor threw at his blue spiky nemesis, his schemes were always 6 spin jumps to the glowing weak spot away from getting cracked and scrambled.
But it wouldn't be over easy for Eggman. If he couldn't defeat the Blue Blur, he would make his own, Metal Sonic.
Well, 0 points on creativity for that name, but goddamn, he does look metal as hell.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, so Eggman built Metal with more than enough blast processing to match his prototype.
Metal can zoom around at massively hypersonic speeds, fast enough to fly to nearby planets in seconds.
He's tougher than Eggman's standard equipment, some of which can survive black holes.
Love Roblox? Earn Roblox digital gift cards with Microsoft Rewards.
All of Sonic's power-ups, and even replicate his classic spin dash and light speed attack.
But he's got moves of his own.
He can attack with energy blast, fire a chest laser, surround himself in an electric aura, or an impenetrable force field.
By overloading his circuitry with energy, Metal can activate V maximum overdrive, quadrupling his acceleration and obliterating anything in his path. at the risk of self-destructing.
You'd think all that'd be enough to turn the rodent into roadkill, but it only took one showdown on Stardust Speedway to send Metal to the scrap heap.
On paper, Metal should be able to outmatch Sonic in every way, and yet he doesn't. For some reason, Eggman wasn't able to capture that ineffable quality that makes Sonic the fastest thing alive. Metal's defeats at the hands of Sonic and his friends sharpened his AI into a seething hatred of his rival and a burning desire to prove himself superior.
Yeah, well, when you're getting your supersized red ass handed to you by Charmy B, you know something's gone horribly wrong.
Metal's defeats gave him an existential crisis. If he was created to surpass Sonic and couldn't even manage that, what was he? Why should he exist?
Never one to admit defeat, Eggman took Metal back to the drawing board and birthed him anew. You.
This Neo Metal Sonic was, above all, far smarter.
Especially after he copied Eggman's intelligence and took over his empire. And we mean literally copied. If Metal started as Sonic's copycat, why not hunt all of his furry friends down and copy them too?
Neo Metal Sonic is equipped with scanners in his optic receptors that can copy a person's biodata, giving him the ability to recreate all of their abilities in seconds.
Like the Sonic Boom, Knuckles' Hammer Punch, Tails' magical swiveling asshole, and Big's ability to suck at fishing.
Metal isn't just learning their moves, he can replicate more esoteric powers like Silver Psychokinesis, manufacture Rouge's mechanical bat guards, or alter his very biology to copy Espio's chameleon invisibility. It's worth mentioning that biological data is a real scientific term and can refer to molecular structures like the genome sequence within a living organism's DNA.
Yeah, his copying is so busted, it doesn't really matter that he's a robot made of metal. If you can do it, so can he. Probably helps that he can shapeshift and regenerate his whole body from a puddle.
Likely by copying one of the mightiest beings on the planet, the god of destruction, Chaos.
Not the only chaos he's encountered.
By scanning the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog, he gained his ability to manipulate some of the most powerful artifacts in the universe.
You mean the Chaos Emeralds?
Yes. The emeralds contain an infinite wellspring of mystical power and life energy. With them, Metal can perform Shadow's chaos control. He can teleport, warp, and distort space, boost his speed, and stop time. And with either the Chaos Emeralds or Master Emerald, he can transform into Super Neo Metal Sonic.
Completely invulnerable and completely golden, Super Neo Metal Sonic can move at faster than light speeds and has the power to move continents.
The emeralds are inconceivably powerful. They've been used to fuel Eggman's Death Egg, which could obliterate star systems.
On their own, they can even create and destroy whole universes.
Other super characters like Sonic have battled and defeated beings like the Time Eater, who could destroy multiple dimensions and timelines in seconds. At their peak, 3 super hedgehogs have even fought Solaris, who nearly consumed Sonic's entire multiverse.
So Super Neo Metal Sonic should be just as powerful as any of them. Though he's got to be quick, because all that power only lasts a short time.
The road to total domination was nearly at an end.
Pause real quick. Pause real quick. Buddy, you understand I'm just doing Cell. You saw in the description that I said I was just doing Cell because I don't know anything about Sonic. However, they've shown that Cell and Metal Sonic were pretty much equals or whatever if Cell had advantage then. So we do scale Cell. I'm waiting for them to finish the episode, and then when they start talking, then I'm going to go ahead and debunk everything they say, because that's where the actual scaling comes from. All right, just hang on, just let me do this. I didn't see no description. Okay, okay, I would understand that, but just read the description and then understand. You can go look at the description now. I'll let you look in the description while I am my channel. Hold on. Let me just go ahead and let me go ahead and see it myself, just to make sure I did type it in. Because I'm pretty sure that I typed it in. Hold on. All right, it says here, Blueberry Pie, Metal must die. I don't know much about Metal, but the cell scaling sucks here, so I'll debunk whatever they said here. I put and if you came in here, you'd see the context that I meant about like Metal. All right, let's continue. So
And
they got
after manipulating Sonic and friends and copying their abilities, Metal eventually combined their biodata with the mighty Egg Fleet and became Metal Overlord.
Complete with missiles, giant crystal projectiles, and the strength to match 3 supersonic heroes all by himself, Overlord is all-time final boss material.
And he knew it. His ego might as well have had its own health bar. Metal's drive to surpass his rival had more.
Do you want me to go ahead and skip to the good part, like the fight, or do you just want me to stay here and continue watching wherever this is? Because it's mainly the cell scaling that I'm trying to look at. Well, you're gonna be disappointed here, pal. All I'm just saying is, Cell would be higher than wherever this guy is. Because they lied about Cell strength, they lied about his speed, they lied about pretty much everything about him.
Into the delusional belief that he was the original and Sonic the loathsome copy.
A copy that Metal had finally outclassed. All the heroes Metal had gathered had to team up to take him down.
He may have stolen their abilities, but Metal never possessed the thing that made the Sonic heroes successful, their friendship and teamwork.
Aw, how cute! Dag. Probably should have added some of those goddamn rails to the final boss fight, because it is impossible to land on those things. After getting trashed again, Eggman reprogrammed Metal to purge any bits of rebelliousness from his code.
Metal returned to being the Eggman Army's chief enforcer, always proving invaluable as the Bad Doctor's greatest creation, now completely obedient once again.
I don't know, Wiz. Who knows what's really going on behind those glowing red eyes? Maybe Metal is more cunning than he lets on, and is only biding his time until he can take over again.
Maybe the most powerful thing that Metal copied was the ability to lie.
Hey, I'm Chad, the voice of Boomstick. And if you don't believe me, well, what about now? That's what I thought. Look, the matchup is about to begin, and we can't wait for you to see it. But first, I want to tell you
possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
All I'm saying is that compared to the scaling of Metal Sonic, Cell just has some. Okay, what's that? What in the world is this? They got Cell scaling.
Shopping
so
for
wrong
tires used to really ruffle my feathers. That was before I went to TireRack.com.
He's using scaling.
Salutations, Dr. Robotnik. Your
Even if I
reputation precedes you. Bring me your strongest fighter or face then prepare to kneel before your master.
Oh, what do I want? As long as it makes sense. I want you guys to go to fight while I'm going ahead and getting all the info.
Tell me, does a machine like yourself ever experience fear? Not anymore! Fool, you're dealing with the ultimate life form. I already possess his data. Observe. Chaos! Done. True. Life form data successfully copied. Scum! It'll take more than that to kill me, puppet! I know. Now I know everything about you. insect. Soon. Don't you dare. I am not just the greatest warrior in the universe. I am all of them! If you are all of them, then so am I. I'll never lose to a machine like... I'll crush you!
KO! So, now Metal's got all the powers of the Chaos Emeralds and the Z-Fighters? Well, that world's fucked. Our bad.
Cell may have been one of the greatest threats in Dragon Ball Z, but Eggman's greatest creation ultimately proved too much for him. Let's break this down into 4 categories: strength, speed, abilities, and adaptation.
First up, who was the strongest?
All right.
Well, it's no
Here it
surprise
comes.
that any version of Cell was gonna be way more powerful than base Metal or Neo. Even just using the manga, blowing up a solar system is far beyond the level of power output Metal can match.
That's him charging up
his
an
stronger
attack.
forms.
That's not
With them,
losing
the
all
power
his
gap
power.
entirely reversed. Not only could Metal match Cell's solar system busting or scaling from Frieza, but he could surpass it with the universe-destroying power of the Emeralds.
But hang on, Wiz. Those Namekians said
Universal
that Cell was
destruction.
strong enough to
I
threaten
got
the universe
a
on
whole
his
lot.
own.
They did, but they didn't
Hold
specify
on,
how,
hold on,
and there's
hold on.
nothing suggesting he could destroy it in one go, especially since it's only brought up theoretically and without any time frame.
Even
Yeah, they always get this wrong. They always get the size of the universe wrong, and they always forget second form Frieza being able to destroy the universe. Yeah. Even if you want to say that it wasn't that's hyperbole, I literally got a whole ass. Hold on, let me see if I can actually put this up on screen, bro. Let me see if I actually can put this on screen to make sure everyone can see it. Nope. Well, hold on. I'm just gonna go. Hold on. Let me just get something on real quick. Push chat to use for real quick. Give me some time. I'm gonna get. I always get these Discord notifications, and they always lead nowhere. All right. All right. This. For anyone that's waiting, just wait. Be patient. I'm getting the scaling that is needed. God, there's a lot of things. Go ahead. Okay, one last thing. One last piece of scaling, I believe, to make this all work out. right here. Actually, these two. Yep, I got all the stuff, guys. So I can just. Alright, I got everything. Flying the death bell. You make it seem like Mel can just be with some one-shot selling my form. Dude, I don't know about much about scaling. No, not about much about scaling. Just Mel Sonic scaling, because I don't know the hell about Sonic. But all I'm saying is that they're lying about cell scaling, right? Over here, I literally have Sheriff's tab and said, alright, look at this. Enough to destroy the entire universe. We all already know this is not hyperbole because, as you guys can see, a bit blurry, but it says in drawings and comments, what's your ratio of video information? Really, as far as information is concerned, the visual side was. I'm gonna say as much as I can because I had to cut. I couldn't really get the full image, but at any rate, I don't waste time much blathering about something. They can understand the context to a certain extent, just to picture something more than a supplement to them. I drill into me. Really isn't that clear, but I'm going to put a post up showing the scales for it. So if any of you guys have a disagreement, then I can just debunk any of that. But that thing says that there's really no hyperbole. Even if the hyperbole still, there's nothing he can do without putting higher than the timer scores. Like I said, I don't know anything about Cell or Melsonic. No, I don't know anything about Melsonic scaling. I'm just doing cells. You can say as much as you want about how Cell would lose to Melsonic. I don't care about that. All I'm just saying is that they got this scale for Cell absolutely terrible. Yes, I do think Melsonic would beat Cell, but they didn't scale so good. They just did terribly. Right? Look at this. If they manage to blow up a huge chunk of the galaxy, you have to understand that you literally have to understand that a galaxy is stay here. A gathering of local planets in the universe. Planets gather and form a nebula, and beyond that, a collection of gathered nebulae is called a galaxy, right? A gathering of local planets in the universe. Planets gather and form a nebula, right? And beyond that, a collection of gathered nebulae is called a galaxy. The four cattle who move over the east, west, south, and north sections of the universe actually govern these galaxies. Because and listen, I'm gonna tell you why this doesn't count in like a post, so be ready for that. But in the end, I guess it doesn't matter if he still gets mugged. Yeah. All right. As you can see, because the economy is in the heavy realm, and the Kyo supervises the galaxies that exist infinitely in all of the universe. Now, of course, if Dragon Balls, you could interpret this as an infinite-sized universe statement, but I wouldn't necessarily, since it says infinitely, that exists infinitely in all the universe. I mean, if the Dragon Ball universe expands, which it probably does, and infinite time has already passed, then yeah, but don't take this. This is probably just not really that good to scale. But like I said, that's not all the scaling, right? You can go over here, read this. The endless expansive space wrapped around every celestial body that exists in the living world, along with the demon realm, is a single large world in the living room. In the world of Dragon Ball, the universe is located beneath the world beyond, not literally beneath, but high, like a hierarchy or some shit. I don't know. Hermetically sealed by a barrier that is engraved with a strange design. Within the universe, there are nebulae composed of innumerable stars. Remember, let's go back here. A gathered of local planets in the universe, including the stars from that other scan. Planets gather and form a nebula. And beyond that, a collection of gathered nebulae, stars, and such make a galaxy. If so was truly lesser than galaxy and just multi-solar system, then how in God's tarnation was he able to destroy like that one attack said he was going to only destroy the solar system, right? That's only by charging up, right? But you see, the Namek explosion literally destroyed a bunch of stars in the whole galaxy. So how would he just be multi-solar system level, right? There's a lot more that I'll say in a whole video, so I will end up talking about that later on. In the end, Cell would be like, all right, let me just go over here. Remember, infinite size universe destruction. This is universal destruction threatened by second form Frieza. Infinite universe, an infinite size universe, right? Infinite size universe, that'd be 4D plus, or technically it'd be low complex multi, but I'll just say 4D, right? Now, Tien said that Goku was a dimension above them. Because I know there's a statement of Tien. Yes, right here, bro. Right here. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to. Now, this isn't the Cell Saga. Right? Now, look at this. This is after the. No, not after Cell Saga. This was during when Goku came back. Goku came back from Yardrat. I never knew what being a Super Saiyan meant. It's as if he's a different dimension from us, which would mean that he's in a higher dimension or infinitely above what he was back, like infinitely where he was back in the Namek Saga. So getting that all together, that would take Goku from 4D plus to like below complex multi to somewhere in complex multi or high multi if you want to take it to that level. But that's what I'm saying. Complex multi is where Cell caps. And remember, he Gohan transcends his power, and then we have him transcending that power again, but then Gohan beat him. So yeah. Like I said, complex multi, and I'll explain it better in the video. So let's continue. Cell takes strength. I mean, probably not, because given to how Sonic characters are, maybe, yeah, but let me go back to this. Oh, this has Solaris. No, absolutely not. Okay, entire universe in seconds. You probably got that wrong, but I'm gonna let you keep your little scaling form, your cute little scaling. I don't know, man. I don't know. You keep saying that as in they're saying that in context to they know what a universe is, right? What you're trying to say is that they have a whole multiverse of that. And that just makes no sense. First of all, do I have to bring this back? Oh, I didn't even show it. Oh my god. I'm gonna let you guys. What is going on? Sorry, guys. little thing is broken. My mouse pad is broken. I'm gonna have to keep like. See, it's hard.
Time eater.
Listen. Look at this.
The difference, though, was that.
Okay, bro. I don't know why it keeps unpausing it. Do you not see this, bro? They actually scaled heaven to an actual universe. This makes 0 sense, bro. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Give me a couple seconds. Give me like a couple seconds of this, cause damn, bro. Face reveal. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to make a video about this. Hold on. Yeah, I didn't really want it. I did not really want to show my face, but this damn thing wanted to break, so yeah, face reveal. Alright, so let's get this straight real quick. Remember, I'm gonna show you this tab. Over here. Destroys the entire universe. Has power to destroy the entire universe. The universe being infinite, innumerable stars, and innumerable nebulae. That means just innumerable in size. This is crazy. Yeah, no, Death Battle is just so wrong. Anyways, as you can see, apparently that's not it. Even though Vidal's talking about that universe size in context to the living world. But
180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Hey, just like Time Eater. The difference, though, was that Goku was in his base form.
It technically would be infinite speed.
Way slower than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan or Super Perfect Cell.
Factoring in Super Saiyan multipliers, Super Perfect Cell can move upwards of 100 times faster than that, and so 100 times faster than Metal Sonic.
Cool. Still infinite speed. But you're gonna see something.
Somehow, Cell takes the edge in speed. You know, the thing Metal was designed for.
Wasn't expecting that. Let's see if any of their abilities could tip the scales.
They shared many of the same powers, like telekinesis, force fields, and energy projectiles. Of note, though, Cell's regeneration was clearly superior, able to fully heal from a single cluster of microscopic cells.
On top of that, Cell's Saiyan genes let him grow in power every time he almost died, and his Cell Juniors gave him the numbers advantage.
And considering Super Neo Metal had a time limit, Cell would have a big advantage in a battle of attrition.
But with Chaos Control, that became a lot tougher.
Cell and his juniors had no way to deal with Metal boosting his speed or stopping time, something that countered Cell's speed advantage.
Okay, hold on. Let it be known that if, like, say this, since I proved that Cell was complex, multiversal, and they're scaling Metal Sonic lower than that, let's just say that, because I know that probably would be wrong. Even if so, Dragon Ball characters can use their ki to break out of such things like that. Any time stops or whatever, so can just, push himself out of like something similar to how Goku managed to get out of hits, because you can find that scan by yourself. But I'm going to make a video about this, so yeah, take it with a grain of salt. So would break out at that time stop.
For psychokinesis, or the Emerald Spatial Distortion, Metal could seriously impair Cell's healing.
So it helped that Cell could fall back on his martial arts abilities in a pinch.
Despite effectively being a newborn, Cell's genetic instincts allowed him to best Earth's most skilled warriors back to back to back.
Metal may have copied Eggman's brains, but he definitely isn't as good of a fighter. The Sonic heroes haven't trained like the Z fighters, and Metal's been beaten by all of them a bunch of times. So all that in mind, abilities is roughly a wash.
Which leaves us with the one thing they're both known for: their capability to evolve and become more powerful in response to their opponents.
Someone said
adaptation.
Said how Metal is
That's where this back and forth completely breaks. Because at the end of the day, Metal can copy Cell, but Cell can't absorb Metal.
Cell's ability to physically absorb an opponent is primarily viable against foes he can match or overpower.
Even if he took Metal by surprise.
Talking about that, if Cell can match or overpower. Okay, leave this. The Daizenshuu claims perfect Cell gains 17 and 18's infinite energy generations after absorbing them. Okay, that gives him infinite power. Yeah, we already know. So tired, and I'm gonna shoot lots more screens when it comes down to making the video. So tired, and Goku the Chaos Emeralds also grant Mel infinite energy within the super dimensions, super transformation time limit.
Surprise! He can't absorb fully inorganic robots like Android 16.
Cell was only able to absorb Androids 17 and 18 because they were primarily organic.
They're actually more like cyborgs and are only called androids in the English translation.
Metal, on the other hand, can copy a target's biodata through only a few seconds of direct eyesight, something he could easily accomplish during a time stop.
And using it on Cell means he wouldn't just get Cell's powers, but the powers of all of the Z Warriors too.
Remember, Metal's copying applies to abilities that fundamentally affect his own biology, like Espio's invincibility or Chaos's liquid body. Nothing Cell has would be off limits, especially given all of Cell's powers were genetically encoded in the first place, quite literally biodata.
Cell's Saiyan power-ups? Copied. Cell's regeneration? Copied. Cell's key techniques? Believe it or not.
I mean, it's a cross for scaling, so I don't think that copying it, especially when a person's faster than you and can break through your goddamn time stop ability, would be actually a viable way. But all right.
Chaos Emeralds are described as being able to produce life energy, similar to Ki. So there's a precedent for him being able to replicate Cell's power set. And at this point, there's nothing stopping Metal from, say, stopping time and using a Kamehameha to vaporize him at a cellular level, just like Gohan did.
Cell might be able to do anything the Z fighters know how to do, but that's not gonna help him, because Metal can do anything Cell knows how to do. Strange, isn't it?
Cell just doesn't have any options to retaliate that Metal wouldn't also possess.
I mean, other than blitzing him, complex multiversal strength, literal infinite speed. You said he was faster, but I can prove that he's faster than what you said. There's other ways. Ooh, someone's watching.
Yes, including any of his previous advantages. Metal's copy ability is just that overpowered.
Oh, I guess now I get why they called it Sonic CD.
Why's that?
Cell died. Where's he? You get it? CD? Where's? Where you go? Come on back. Now.
Oh, I'm just saying, sleep tight, buddy, because when I fucking pump this video out, I'm going to debunk everything you worked for in this video. I swear, it's anytime these people make a death battle that they always get something wrong and everyone hates them reasonably. I don't care if Cell actually would still lose to Metal even without this trash scaling. I'm trying to prove that they always get Dragon Ball wrong. Cell is complex multiversal. Yeah, leave, buddy. Who is keeps coming back? Anyways, stream is about to end soon. Have something to say, just say it now. Because we're about to get Bakugo versus Rizze, which I think Bakugo would win.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
No, thanks for watching. Anyone got something to say? Anyone? No one? Okay. Yo, for the person that got on stream, I see you coming in and out. Do you have anything to say? Also, I don't know. I feel like someone's having a stream against me. I have this weird feeling that someone has a stream against me. But yeah. Anyways, for the person that's watching, do you have anything to say before I end the stream? Also, I'm making a video, so even if I get something wrong here, I will be able to, back it up with a video. I'm going to be ending the stream in about 1 minute. So have something to say within 1 minute. Only got 30 minutes left before stream ends. Yeah, I don't know who that person is. Alright, stream is ending. Have a good day, everyone. Or for the people that, or for whatever. I'm keeping the stream as an archive. You can see my face for the first time, so yeah, but more so. But in the end, I'm going to end stream. Remember, this is gonna be an archive, so yeah. And if I don't like my face being on screen, I'm just going to edit. Right? Yeah, I'm pretty much going to make this available and edit it. So yeah. See ya, and out.